What is going on YouTube? We here, we live, Team Gotham's YouTube, and we here with my boy
Anthony from Team Gotham's.
Yeah, we got the treasure. So he's gonna give us a little deck profile. What deck you running?
I am running Salamangreats.
Salads, baby. We back in that toss format. All right. So how well did you play with Salamangreats?
I went 7-0 at the last two locals that I've been
Last two locals undefeated. Okay. Do you remember any of your matchups by any chance?
I believe I went up against Tri-Brigade in the first round of, or the first match. Second match, I went up against Phantom Knights, Burning Abyss. Third, I don't remember.
It was
can we cut that out? Don't even ask that, bro.
All right. So, without further ado, you want to get into the profile?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Alright, so of course you got to start out with the one Salamangreat Gazelle. If he was at multiples, I would definitely play more. But he's at one, so you play one.
Okay.
You got Falco.
Alright.
2 Foxy. Some people play 3. I only want to play 2. I mean, sometimes he's good in the graveyard. He's good for outing floodgates, but it's like, usually if you have to use him in the graveyard, it really doesn't really matter. You can just go with 2, you'll be fine. 3 Spinny. Stalio's back at 1, of course. You gotta play your level 3s. Play 2 Jack Jaguar. The thing with Jack Jaguar, I play Pot of Desires in my list. And this right here, combined with Sunlight Wolf, that is an unlimited grind game. So as long as you have these two going, you can actually just grind unlimitedly and just lose no resources. So that's the Salamangreat monsters. Now for the non-Salamangreats, you got 2 Parallel Exceed. Some people play 3, I play 2. I realize all you really need is 2. Usually I just wanted resolving once, besides I needed another spot to cut for Will, so I decided Exceed was the perfect one. Now you play 3 Flame Buffalo. Some people play Debug. That card sucks. Please don't play that card. This says draw 2. That's some non-Salamangreat monsters. Now for the Salamangreat spells and traps. You have 1 Sanctuary. Really don't have to explain that. This is what I cut the 1 Exceed for, Will. It's literally a continuous monster reborn. What else do you have to really say about that? And then afterwards, it turns into a soul charge based on whatever you have on the field. Special summon 2 or special summon 3. It's an amazing card. 1 circle. It's at 1. This is a little bit different. I actually do 2 Roar and 2 Rage. Some people play 1 and 1. I play 2 and 2 just because 1, it's actually good hard drawing into this. And on top of that, I'm playing Desires. So if I banish like any of these, I don't want to banish all my copies. So you definitely need to do that. So next we're going on to the hand traps. I'm running 3 Ash. Generic trap card. Don't really have to explain much about that. You got 3 Bell. Also a very good card in the format. I'm playing 3 Veiler and I'm playing 3 Imperm. So these are actually very good against Tri-Brigade and Drytron. These alone. Even against like Invoke Dogmatica matchups, this can just negate Alistair or negate Construct, whatever you need to do. Ghost Spell is good against a bunch of other decks, especially Drytron not Drytron, well Drytron too, but Tri-Brigade, when you do this on Revolt, they sit there and they just cry and they just tell you, why do you do this? And then, Ash is just a generic card.
How many times have you resolved Bell against the Revolt itself?
I actually haven't even seen Revolt once. Just because Imperm and Effect Veiler doesn't even let them get to that point. So, yeah. So, now for the rest of the spells, you got 3 Silent Mining. As long as you're playing Salamangreat, you want to max out on 3. If you're playing any less than that, you're probably either broke or you just, I don't know what you're doing. And then do Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is very good. It's a nice +1. If you open this in your hand, either A, it's going to help unbrick you, or B, it's going to help you draw into cards that you shouldn't have been into to begin with. So it's actually an amazing card. Definitely play that if you can.
Alright, now for the extra deck.
This is the extra deck. You got my 3 tokens. Urza, Yumiko, and Mikasa. My 3 girls right there.
Nice tokens.
Alright,
Now for the extra deck.
Basic stuff. I really shouldn't have to explain this. Maybe this I'll explain. Some people are cutting this. But this right here is amazing in the control matchup. If you just reincarnate this twice, you shuffle 2 back, it's like, dude, you're winning. You get rid of 2 back rows. Come on now. Nice. And it doesn't even destroy. Alright, so non-Salamangreat stuff. Nightmare Phoenix. You know, it's generic. It's a fire. You use Stalio. You're locked into fires. You can even draw one because usually you're doing this like below one of the link monsters besides Heat Leo. I really shouldn't have to explain much. On top of that, avoids battle destruction, and also you can draw a card if it's co-linked. Now, basically for the win condition package, don't really have to explain much here. I actually did cut this at one point, but then I realized, you know, why not? It has good utility within the deck, especially if you're trying to, like, you know, just bring back Falco and set cards. It's an amazing card. I keep telling my team members, do you know that Stalio is at 1? When I saw this card come back, dude, I think I ran around the park that we were in. I was so happy when this card came back. Now I get to play the deck it was meant to be played, not just access code turbo. This card does so much for the deck. It's literally an MX Saber Invoker that bounces cards when it's used as link material for a Salamangreat Link monster. It's an amazing card. So glad it's at back. Don't really care if it goes back to 3 because I will play 1 anyway. And then Abyss Dweller. It's Abyss Dweller.
It's Abyss Dweller.
There's a lot of graveyard heavy decks. You definitely want to play this if you can.
How about the Abyss Dwellers? Explain me that. How much did you hit when you hit the locals? How much did Abyss Dweller come in handy?
When I was able to make it, it actually won me a few games. Against my Phantom Knights Burning Abyss matchup, that actually locked them out for 2 turns. And at that point with Salamangreat, usually you just start gaining momentum after that point, and it's like, even if they get rid of the Dweller, you're already in control of the game because they actually avoid destroying your Salamangreat Link monsters anyway. So that basically just, it's another win condition in a way. You know,
Okay.
granted they have no other ways to solve the rest of the board.
All right, now for the side deck.
So for the side deck, this is called
Ooh,
Contact
the
C.
Contact C. Explain this.
Chris told me to play it, and I played it. So that's my explanation.
Hey, the man behind the videos.
Coming up in
Yeah.
testing, it definitely puts people in an awkward spot where it's like, you know, they have to find a way to get rid of this card, especially against Tri-Brigade. You get to a certain point, you can only link someone with Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beast monsters, and they have this just insect just sitting on the board. You know, one of the neat interactions I actually find out, if you have Sunlight Wolf on board, you can literally just special summon it to a zone that it points to, and then you just get a card back from your grave. So that could be just an Ash. You could be a Gazelle that you couldn't add before because maybe they negated it. So there's actually multiple ways to do this too.
Okay.
Joel and Lockbird.
There's nothing to say about that.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, some people even main deck this.
Joel and Lockbird, the Drytron killer.
Yeah, that too. Invoke Dogmatica. You could do it for that too. But yeah, it's... Some people main deck this. I actually don't. With my main deck, I want to try to take care of as many decks as possible. And then it's like, alright, if I'm going up against Drytron, alright, then I throw this in. But I don't see it as a main deck card, at least not from my point of view. Don't really have to explain much about this. Back row removal. Some people play Twin Twisters. I actually don't. Me personally, I hate going neg in Salamangreat. It's like a pseudo control / aggro deck, but it's control first, so you don't want to be discarding cards. Next thing you know, somebody like screws you over. Yeah, you just don't want to go neg in a deck like this. Dark Ruler, I really don't have to explain much. Combo decks, Drytron, if they end on Herald, you need a way to get rid of it.
You just stop the Dragoon right then and there.
And this is for the most represented deck in the format right now that only has a 50% win rate, but we play this just because everybody's playing it. AKA Sky Strikers. Imperial Order is, you know, it is what it is. Anti-spell. Literally, they just don't play for like a whole turn. Yeah, very good.
Cool. So that's it for the deck profile. So before we end this off, you want to do any shout outs, anything like that?
Yes. Shout out to the guy that's behind the camera. Shout out to the rest of my team, Team Gotham's. I love you guys.
Team Gotham!
Shout out to Team TSP, another very good team. You guys are awesome. And yeah, that's basically it.
Alright, cool. Thanks for the deck profile, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
Peace.